Philippines' largest budget carrier, Cebu Air, has ordered 16 long-range Airbus planes worth $4.8 billion. The A330 Neo jets are scheduled to be delivered between 2021 and 2024, and they'll be deployed on both domestic and international routes in Asia, Australia and the Middle East. The airline aims to expand carrying capacity with larger, more fuel-efficient jets. Cebu Air currently operates a fleet of 74 aircraft, mostly Airbus A330s, under the brand Cebu Pacific. Exports from Malaysia fell by 6.8% in September, hurt by subdued demand from its major trade partners. This is the biggest drop in nearly 3 years, much worse than analyst forecasts for a decline of 0.1%. Shipments of manufactured goods, the main bulk of exports, contracted by almost 6%, while shipments of palm oil, that's a key export commodity, fell by more than 9%. In terms of markets, exports to China, one of Malaysia's biggest trade partners, fell by 3%. French President Emmanuel Macron has arrived in China to drum up new business deals. He'll begin his trip in Shanghai to attend an international import fair with around 40 contracts expected to come in sectors like agriculture and tourism. Mr. Macron will have dinner with President Xi Jinping. He's also been warned by his host to stay away from controversial topics, such as the protests in Hong Kong, as well as detentions of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang. French officials, though, say Mr. Macron will not shy away from those issues. McDonald's, it is not loving it. The American fast food giant has ousted its CEO and president, Steve Easterbrook, and that's for engaging in a consensual relationship with an employee, and it is in violation of company policy. The board, which voted for his termination on Friday, said that it found that Mr. Easterbrook, and I quote, demonstrated poor judgment. In an email to employees, Mr. Easterbrook himself expressed regret over the relationship, calling it a mistake. But he did say that he agreed with the board that it was time for him to move on. The 52-year-old will also give up his seat on McDonald's board. Now, Mr. Easterbrook, he's not the first CEO to leave over a consensual relationship with an employee. Last June, Intel Corp chief Brian Krzanich, he resigned after his relationship with a staffer came to light. That, too, was in violation of company policy. Now, here's a bit more about British-born Mr. Easterbrook. McDonald's shares have more than doubled since he took over the reins back in 2015. He has also been credited for revitalizing the company by remodeling the fast food chain to include digital ordering kiosks and expanding its delivery service. Meanwhile, former McDonald's USA president Chris Kempczynski has been named CEO and president with immediate effect.